What's going on, guys? It's your boy Dean back on the Raptors upload. And in today's video, we're talking about some of the greatest Raptors players to ever come off the bench. So if y'all are new, hit a like button, comment, subscribe. I know many of y'all liked the Raptors bench back then. As the Raptors now side don't have a bench, but they'll probably fix that. So if y'all are new, hit that like button, comment, subscribe. And more Raptors content coming the way, and make sure y'all turn on post notification on for most Raptors content. If y'all are new, hit that like button, comment, subscribe, and let's get into this video for today. The Raptors bench honestly has been good throughout their time in the NBA, but now ever since the Raptors have been last in bench scoring, I wanted to commemorate this video to all the good bench players out there that have been playing good and playing their heart out throughout many times in the Raptors careers in the past. So honestly, I just want to do this video. So honestly, for a list of players we have today, we have players like Norman Powell, we have players like Chris Boucher, we have players like Lou Williams, Terrence Ross, and so many other more. So make sure y'all listen to this whole entire video, because this video is going to be at least, I would say, like a good 5 or 10 minutes. But I hope y'all enjoy this video. As for the list of players I have here, because this video is going to get very interesting. Alrighty, as for now, let's talk about the first Raptors bench player that has been one of the best. As this list is not ranked, I'll put Chris Boucher here. Chris Boucher, honestly, the season we're talking about on why he's one of the Raptors' greatest bench players, because in the 2020 to 2021 season, he averaged 13.6 points as a bench player. That's really good. Chris Boucher played 60 games and started in 14 of them, and he had a minutes per played average of 24.2. That's really good. And then also he was averaging 13.6 points, as he was almost the top 3 in 6-man of the year votes. That was insane. And that year, I made a mistake. He was 8th place in voting apparently. Chris Boucher played his heart off. Again, like I'm gonna say here, he had a stat line of 13.6 points, almost 2 blocks a game, 7 rebounds at most total per game, shooting a free throw at 78%, that's reasonable, and shot the 2-point percent at 60%, and shot the 3-point arc at 38%, and then field goals above 50%. That's really good, honestly, for Chris Boucher in the 2020 to 2021 season. This guy, Chris Boucher, honestly, he was on a 2-way deal in the G League, and then this guy just bosses up 3 to 4 years later, coming to Raptors and being a key piece in their lineup. Although he didn't have a bigger time like that, but Chris Boucher did many good things as a bench player in those 2.5 years of being a Raptor. You can say 3 as of now, but this guy, Chris Boucher, is just a beast. I'm not going to talk more about him. You guys already know the story after Chris Boucher. He's done a lot. He can block shots, he can shoot a 3 ball, he can score the ball a bit. He's basically like a stretch 4 in my sense. This year, honestly, took kind of a dip in the 3-point arc as he shot 29% from 3, but you can still consider him a good bench player, because even though he struggled a bit at the beginning of last season, he stepped it up very well in the middle of the season towards the All-Star break, so you can give Chris Boucher his props. So I'll probably put Chris Boucher here. Alrighty, as for now, we're going to talk about 2 players, because I already talked about Chris Boucher for a bit. The 2 players we're going to talk about is Norman Powell and Serge Ibaka. The impact they had on this Raptors team, they're both like 6-man candidates. I can't explain as for their times in Toronto. I know the championship year, Powell was going crazy and Ibaka was going crazy. They're all going crazy. And then when they all joined, they're going like Ibaka was going good, Powell was going good. It was like a good mix of both, honestly, because Powell and Serge, they're really both bench players and they can both contribute to a team very well. As Powell is now a starter, but he should have been starting at for a time back in the past when the Raptors played, because I know the Raptors, they have many good shooting guards like freaking DeMar DeRozan, Terrence Ross, John Simons, Lou Williams. They had many good shooting guards, and like, it was so crazy they couldn't even balance the lineup. I know for Powell it'd be hard because the Raptors would have many guards in their lineup, so they wouldn't know how to fit him in. But for Serge Ibaka, this guy really had a massive impact on the floor. I remember when he got traded for Terrence Ross, his impact was massive. He's only getting about 10 points per game off the bench, whether he's starting, whether he's replacing Marc Gasol at the time, later on in the year. This guy, Serge Ibaka, was just crazy. He was a nightmare for all opponents' offense. He's a stretch center. He can shoot. He can block shots. He's standing at 6'10", 6'11". Like Lily Powell and Ibaka did the same roles, honestly. But as for a time in Toronto, it will never be forgotten. But let's just look at their stats as for the best season they had in Raptors history. The best season Ibaka had was, you can say, yes, the championship year, and you can say the COVID year, actually, as he averaged 15 plus points for both years. Serge Ibaka averaged 15.0 points on a 15-point average in the championship year, and then The next year, when Kawhi left, he played a little bit better, but it's not really much, but he came less off the bench. You can say he probably played more off the bench, but literally Serge Ibaka, during those two seasons, the championship year and the year after when Kawhi left, this guy was literally a demon bro on the team. Like, literally for the Raptors, honestly, at the time when a team was in his prime, he was always averaging about 10 plus points per game, which is ridiculous. Like 10 to 15 points per game. This guy should do everything. And as for Norman Powell here, like literally the best season he had for Serge Ibaka was all the time in Toronto. I'm not gonna say a lot because Serge Ibaka has done enough for us, and he blocked shots. Like literally, he blocked shots. He'd always block at least 1 or 2 shots a game. This guy started to do everything. He would shoot the 3-ball, block shots, and do everything well. And then Norman Powell now, this guy too for a time in Toronto, I felt like he started like a little bit slow, but he then picked it up. As for when Kawhi left, he got up to his averages of over 15 points per game. Like he should have been a starter. Like I said, he averaged 16 points per game in 2019 and 2020. It's the same season when he got traded, but literally Norman Powell, bro, this guy's a demon. He's like literally Serge Ibaka and Norman Powell are both the same type of players, but they're both play the same different positions. Literally the impact on the team was actually crazy. I'm not gonna speak about them a lot, but they are such good players in the Raptors. Okay, I think that's my video on the Raptors' greatest bench player, but I got 2 more bench players to talk about. I talk about Chris Boucher a lot because this guy's a demon, but it's okay. And I talk about Norman Powell and Chris Boucher a bit. So to wrap this up, I'm going to talk about Lou Williams and Del Curry, because these guys, honestly, they shoot the lights out like crazy. Like literally Del Curry and Lou Williams combined, they can probably shoot about 35 to 40% of threes, no problem. But honestly, Lou Williams is a good first time in Toronto. I remember he came here after his time in Atlanta. I think it was in 2015 or 2016, I don't remember when it was, but along those lines, you can probably say within the 2014, 2015, 2016, or 2017 season. This guy Lou Williams was like a bucket getter, and I know for a time they got swept against the Wizards, but he was really a good 6th man of the year, as he can score. He can't really play defense, but he'd be a good role model on the offensive end. But that's my take for Lou Williams. I didn't really see him a lot, but he was only here for 1 year, and then probably dipped and went elsewhere. But for Del Curry, I would say he played for Raptors for about a long time, as he had to play with Vince Carter, T-Mac, and many others. As guys just sure like Stephen Curry right now, as he won his 5th ring to this day. But really, Del Curry, man, this guy, just seeing him shooting with his kids, it's just crazy, bro. The amount of work he puts in, and he's only like a bench player, that's wild. But Del Curry, as for his time in the Raptors, he played very well. I'm not going to check his stats, I just know he's a very good Raptors bench player, as loved by many Raptors players. And that's just my thoughts on Del Curry. You can put other honorable mentions because I don't really want to make it feel too long. But those are my greatest Raptors bench players list. So if you are new and you enjoyed the video and want more, hit that like button, comment, subscribe. And your boy Demi with more Raptors uploads forever and onwards. And I'm out.